Hello, Dr. Lenz here, and this video we're going to talk about inserting tables because this can really help with setting up good equal spacing or between like steps for how-to instructions, or making sure that images are flush with chunks of text, that sort of thing. So, to insert an image, to insert a table, I'm going to delete this table really quick first. Delete the table. That's how to delete a table, by the way. Come up to Insert, Table, and you have options of how many rows and columns you want. And you can always add more once it's in. So I'm going to start with just a basic 3-column, 2-row. So when it is inserted, it will have spacing within the columns that will just be even with the page layout. So this will be, this is 6.5 inches across because we have 1-inch margins on both sides. Let's take a look at that grid line again. There it is. It's flush with the page, right with the margins, but we can change that around. So let's say we want our columns to be something like 2 inches wide and no more. So you want to highlight basically the entire table, right-click, get to Table Properties, Column. Let's say we want 2 inches. Click OK, and there it is. So let's say we want just one column to be a certain size. So now this is going to be just the column where the cursor is. So let's say we want this one to be 1.5. So these two are still 2 inches, and that is 1.5. Because if you start messing around with moving these, it's never going to quite line up if you have multiple tables. Trying to get these to line up with each other is really difficult. Okay, anyways, the row spacing, these are pretty wide, will mimic what sort of line spacing you have. Right now I'm in double space, so that means I have sort of taller rows. So let's get to single space. There we go. Well, let's say I want something to be a specific height for the row. It's the same process. Wherever your cursor is, you can have all of them or just one, or you can select 2 out of 3 or whatever. We go to Row, specify height, and this will be for just row 1. And let's say we want this to be 1 inch. So there we have 1 inch. So this is very handy for being able to insert an image and have the image be a specific size. You can have your text right here, and then you can maybe have like another column for maybe notes or tips or something like that. So that is how a lot of this is handy. Okay, so let's go ahead and let's insert an image. I'm just going to use my image from last time. So here, whoa, that's way too big. Let's bring this down. I want the image to be a certain size. I want the height to be no more than that, and the width to be no more than that. I think that's good. So the width, so let's have this column be, let's see, so I'm going to put my cursor down in this one. Let's go Table Properties, column. I want this one, table properties, column, to be 2 1/4. So now I want this row to be 1 3/4. So this way I know the image is going to be pretty square within my table here. Now, the image will also work just like a character, just like text, so we can make sure it is centered. I did Control E, or you can center it by paragraph spacing, paragraph alignment. And this way it's got nice evenness on both sides. So I could see, we could have, something labeled up top here for so for setting up instructions, we could have our steps, and we could have maybe some tips, troubleshooting, notes over here, and then each row would be nice and consistent. So we can insert another one. It's going to take these same properties. So we could have step 1. Let's see what. Okay. And then maybe we could have a tip right here. So maybe this is just sort of a footnote to official instructions and steps. Okay. Another great thing about tables, let's say we don't want these lines. Let's bring up, nope, I don't want table properties. So I'm just going to right click on the table. And right here, this will give us the option for borders. Let's say I want something borderless. No borders. So this will make it look nice and sort of, it'll be evenly spaced on the page, but without maybe the distraction of the borders. We can also choose some other options, like this might be kind of cool to have only inside borders. Or maybe we want to make a point and have this be a little bit more focused and have it be just in a box. So we still have our individual cells within the table, but only one border around the outside. So it looks nice and sharp on the page. Okay, this has been yet another long video, so sorry about that. Hopefully this is helpful as we are setting up our how-to documents. All right, and we will see you with another one.